Hey, this is Anthony with RevZilla TV, where you can watch, decide, and ride. In this video, we're going to break down a brand new product from REV'IT. This is the REV'IT Ignition 2 leather jacket. Comes in black, comes in an anthracite version. There's also a ladies version in both colors as well. Now, for those of you that know REV'IT, the Ignition has been around for almost 5 years, the original Ignition. This is its successor. The beauty of the Ignition is that you had all of the benefits from a protection and style standpoint of a leather jacket. You also had big protective mesh panels, and furthermore, you could stretch it into inclement weather because you had a thermal liner as well as a waterproof breathable liner. All of those facets still ring true with this jacket. So around that $500 price point, you're getting a Euro-styled leather jacket from REV'IT, and the big feature that you want to come in immediately and home in on is the Dynex mesh. What Dynex mesh is a very tightly weaved mesh that's very durable in the main construction on the front, along the insides of the sleeves, and on the back. That's going to allow for great airflow. The other thing is the guts of this jacket, and at the end of this video I'm going to completely pull the jacket apart, but behind this mesh is going to be a Hydrotex waterproof breathable full sleeve membrane that keeps you waterproof, keeps you cool, keeps you dry. And on the inside of that is a thermal body warmer, so you're going to be able to really stretch this further. I'm going to give it a 3-season rating. I think this jacket with the liners performs excellently early spring through mid to late fall. In the wintertime with the mesh on the exterior, it's going to be hard to really keep that warmth in because you can't stop all of the air. But the beauty is with the liners out midsummer in this leather, you get all these protective features of the Monaco cowhide in the impact zones, but you get that great airflow as well. Just a phenomenal jacket, bang for the buck. Now, if we look at Andrew here, Andrew's 6'1". He's a thin build. He's only 170. He's got about a 40-inch chest. Andrew's wearing a size 50. He's wearing a 50 because he needs the arm length, because he's a tall guy. But really in the chest, even though he's a 40-inch chest, he could probably get away with a 48 in this guy. They've adjusted the fit pattern. Previously in an Ignition, I was between a 52 and a 54. I am now a 50. So through the shoulders and in the chest, it's a little bit more roomier going into that. What we've seen from REV'IT is a lot of their sizes from 2011 on have started to become a bit more generous for the American market. This jacket follows suit. Some of the subtleties and the changes, between the Ignition 1 and the Ignition 2 as I walk through, you're going to notice some design updates. They've toned down the branding. The original Ignition had big REV'IT in letters that were reflective everywhere. They've made it more subtle. They've changed some of the branded features. You now have a metallic REV'IT logo here. They've gotten rid of some of the REV'IT pieces that came down the arm here, and it's a bit more styled. One of the other features I want to call out immediately looking at the front of this jacket is that we now have a two-way side zipper here that's going to be another direct vent that's going to go up the arm. On the original Ignition, we had the vent up here, and it was a water-resistant zipper. It was a little bit different, a little bit harder to use. Now they've stolen a feature of what we originally saw on the sand jacket, and they've incorporated it into this leather, so further ventilation along the arm. And also you'll notice that we've done away with the full strap that would come across to the flap, and we now just have this zipper protector that's a little bit more subtle. It's a little bit less clunky. Starting at the top and working our way down, we have a similar style collar. It's a bit more adjusted. It's 2 snaps, but we also have this nice micro fleece roll that goes all the way around. It's still a sport collar, but it's going to give you better ability to not chafe. Again, an upgrade on the new feature. YKK zippers throughout, so it's super high quality. All the snaps will be spring loaded. See 2 hand pockets here on the right and on the left. And what I'm going to do now, Andrew, I'm going to point you that way, so spin and face that wall. And if we look at the side, you're still getting that Monaco. It's 1.2 to 1.4 race grade cowhide in the impact zones. So we have our leather that goes down the arms, impact zones, Pro-Life armor under the shoulder, under the elbow, and into the forearmor. That's an upgrade of armor over what we'd see as the basic Knox from REV'IT, which does a great job. The Pro-Life is going to be a little bit more all-encompassing. It's a little bit more comfortable, so it's a nice step forward. Articulated zone on the back of the elbow. You also have a nice blacked out Scotch-Lite panel, which is reflective but doesn't add that crazy taped look to it. Notice too that what we've done is we have REV'IT leather logo here as opposed to a big word REV'IT, and then we also are going to have that backed with that Scotch-Lite as well. Moving into the collar, or moving to the cuff rather, it's a double snap. And then one of my favorite things about this cuff is we talked about the 2-way zipper. This zipper is a basic zipper. It's still YKK. This zipper is an auto lock zipper. So we see this in race suits. So with the zipper in that position, you cannot open the zipper. You flip it down and the zipper comes right out. Notice once I do that, you're now exposing the waterproof breathable Hydrotex liner, which we'll get to in a second. Other features here on the side is that on the inside of the arms and all the way up around the shoulder blade, we have a PowerShell stretch panel, which adds stretch here that's not leather in an area that's going to be a high dynamic zone. When he's in the riding position, he's actively riding on his bike. This is going to give him some flexibility and some fit movement here. You could really wear this jacket from everything from a cruiser to a touring bike to a Euro bike to a sport bike. It really covers all the bases. That's why we love it. Turn the face backwards for me, Andrew. Looking at the back, big Dynex mesh panels. We have temper foam sewn in. They add a style element, but also some light protection. Notice around the collar, you're going to see again that micro fleece. It's that high. It's a bit of a higher collar than we saw in, I think, the previous version. But again, that nice fleece ensures that you're not going to get any chafing. And then what they've done is they've added another stripe down here along the back of the Scotch-Lite blacked out panel, so it's not really loud and in your face, but it does the job effectively. And they've moved the REV'IT logo from the top of the back down to along this elongated seat here as well. And notice on the inside of the side here, we have our basic waist adjusters here as well. Come back around for me, Andrew. Moving into the Ignition 2 here onto the table, let's break it down from the inside out. We've got Andrew out of it. Remember, there's two colors in this. This is the black version. First thing I want to note here as we break it open is here's going to be your thermal body warmer. And the key here to note is that it's not a full sleeve. When we say body warmer, it really means vest. But notice that it's finished. It's quilted. You're going to have a pocket. Most times pockets and zippers on REV'IT on the inside of jackets are denoted with red, so you can see that here. Again, another pocket over on this side. Let's begin to pull this guy out. So YKK zipper there. Since it is a body warmer, there's a snap at the bottom. That's a metallic spring-loaded snap. Again, high-quality snaps, they don't wear out. Same thing with high quality, use the best zippers. They're going to stay around for the life of the coat. It tells you what size it is. Remember, this was a 50 we're breaking down. And then again, another spring-loaded snap up here along the collar. So here's my vest. Not a destination layer, not meant to be worn on its own, unless you have interesting taste, but functional nonetheless. Moving into the Hydrotex liner here, which is your waterproof breathable layer. Notice that it's basic, it's functional, it has elastication to create a good seal. It's going to now, for this version, have metallic spring-loaded snaps as opposed to the plastic snaps that we saw in the previous version. And along the collar, it's got the wicking collar. So again, this is the layer that's going to want to take that sweat from your body, allow it to evaporate out and perspire out and create a microclimate that's comfortable inside. Whenever you have areas that are going to wick sweat away, they allow it to evaporate that much faster. And we all know that when it's warm out and it's steamy outside, if it's raining, that around your collar is an area that can tend to sweat more than usual compared to the rest of your body. YKK zippers here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start to break this guy down. So it's a YKK zipper there, YKK zipper here on this side, single tab up here. Ooh, that's a tough one. Up at the collar, there we go. And I've already done the left as I typically do in these videos for speed, but as I go to the right, I want to show you this mechanism of how it's connected. So here, I'm going to open up my auto lock zipper here. I'm going to show you that it's 3 snaps, and actually one of them is already undone. Let's show you here. So it's 1 loop, it's 2 loops, and then you also have the snap to keep it in the right place, which begins right at the beginning of this mesh panel. And with that done, my liner should come right out. And again, you'll notice it's not meant to be worn as a destination layer. It's meant to be functional and durable and last the lifetime of the garment. And here is your waterproofing. Moving to the inside of the jacket, some other subtleties. We talked about the new micro suede collar, which is really comfortable, especially for a sport jacket. You now have a new Napoleon pocket. As you can see, it's the same premium mesh lining that we see on most REV'IT coats that you start to get into this price range. This will take the Knox TP2 back shape. It comes with temper foam. You can upgrade yourself. We have 2 zippers. They're both zip Vislon. They are the most heavy duty of the YKK family. We have a 7-incher. We also have a 360 zip. And I didn't mention it earlier in the video, but Andrew was wearing the REV'IT Gear 2 pants, which would be the ideal combo mix of functionality, which is leather and breathability for a jacket like this. You also have the pocket here on the right side. So last but not least, let me pull out a piece of this Pro-Life armor and show you really the difference. If you're watching videos, know that for any high-end or mid-range coat, we're going to break down the armor as well and give you a chance to see what it looks like. The Pro-Life's different. It's not symmetrical armor, which I love, which means the shoulders are ergonomic. This is a left shoulder. The right shoulder is going to be the mirrored opposite for the other side versus a flat construction. Note that there's flex to it. It's meant to be more all-encompassing, and the materials are made of make it more comfortable. We also see that in the elbow as well as the forearm protection. protection in this guy. So again, we want to hear your thoughts on the Ignition 2. The Ignition's been a staple for many years. It was one of the products that we consider the Revit brand being built on here in the United States since 2004, and we're very happy to finally have a successor in the mix that improves upon an already successful chassis. So let us know what you think on Facebook, on YouTube. Leave a comment, like it, dislike it. If there's something you hate about it, we want to know. If there's something that you think we missed, we want to hear about it as well. And remember, we review new gear every week. So if you like what we do, subscribe to us on YouTube at RevZilla TV. As always, our gear guy experts are always here to walk you through the process. Shoot us a line. See us at RevZilla.com or 877-792-9455. And it's over $39. We'll ship for free. We'll exchange for free. If you get the wrong size, send it back. We'll give you 100% back with no restock, and you can earn Team Zilla cash to be applied to your next order. Thank you for watching our detailed breakdown of the Revit Ignition 2, available at RevZilla.com/Revit. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.